Hey there, welcome to the 2 Minute Vinyl Review. My name is Sam the Record Man. We are Vinyl Junkies. I'm real happy to be telling you about Buddy Guy's 1969 debut for Chess Records, Left My Blues in San Francisco. It's not really his first record. That would be a record released on Vanguard Records in 68 called A Man in the Blues. But Buddy Guy is mostly very closely related to Chess Records because that's where he got most of his exposure. Of course, now you see him as the legend he is, but it wasn't always that case. He got his start early down south, doing the Chitlin circuit, and pretty much couldn't support himself with music. He saw that, a lot of his contemporaries, people he worshipped, like Little Walter and Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf and Bukka White and all these guys were making a legit career for themselves in blues, coming up to Chicago and joining this blues label called Chess Record, run by two white guys. So he decides to do the same thing and can't score much work other than some blues sessions, which he was happy to do, but playing behind his idols, Muddy Waters, Ed Al, what I just mentioned before. So they released a bunch of singles and he wanted to come out with an album, but his style was just so heavy that it lent more to Little Richard than it did to, when you think of folk blues of, the Alan Lomax period. So it was really, really heavy. And the brothers Feather did not see, the owners of Chess Records, did not really see the value of this record. It was too heavy. They were trying to kind of fit him in a box that would sell more records, because that was a big concern. So if you look at Chess Records in their history, you'll notice in the early 60s there's a lot of emphasis on folk, because that's what sold a lot of records. Here, they kind of didn't see it, so he wound up going to Vanguard, releasing A Man in His Blues, and then the British invasion happened, and all these white guys started covering old Muddy Waters songs, and they realized, hey, wait a second, Buddy Guy was actually ahead of his time, and we also want to capitalize on what he just put out with Vanguard. So they put together this collection of singles, released it as Left My Blues in San Francisco, because 69 was the height of flower power. So they were doing everything possible to try to market their records to the cool kids, cool white college kids that attended Woodstock and took acid. So that's where the San Francisco attachment is there. Look, I've had this record since the late 80s, first bought it on CD and loved it because it's the music, right? Eventually got myself this promo copy. Actually, the promo copy is what you're seeing right there. That's an 87 reissue. Chess Records was bought out by, where is it now? MCA, who knows where they are, Universal. But they basically recycled the catalog, and this was released during the height of the CD era, or 1987, where it was really going up. And I liked this copy because it was the first time that I had it on vinyl. And then the Vinyl Me Please version came. Now, I'm not a multiple copy guy. Give me one copy. In the case of Chess, I have a fetish for Chess Records, so if I can get original, clean Chess recordings, those are the ones I want every time, simply because I love them. But you know what? It was a revelation to me when I dropped the needle today and did a back-to-back between these two records. And this here, the Vinyl Me Please record, blows the doors off this one here. What I noticed for the first time is that this was completely brick-walled. So it was very, very loud and up front, and it's like, I wonder if it was sourced from the same masters that they cut the CD with, because Chess released a bunch of this stuff on CD as well. Whereas here, there is subtlety that's missing there. There, it's just kind of loud and in your face, and it causes ear fatigue. Here, you hear all the little subtleties. Now, when you listen to the music, like I said, because it's a compilation, you'll get a whole bunch of different styles, but man, you get some heavy songs. You got the second song, Your Crazy Love, which, if it doesn't get you to shake your ass, man, there's something wrong with you. It's pure rock and roll. If you like Little Richard, I hear a lot of Little Richard there. And then you got the last song, Buddy's Groove, which I'm not very good with titles, but Buddy's Groove, which really, you could almost say it's got this kind of jazz funk groove that's a precursor to disco ages before. What it is that I like most about these records, just basically the whole VMP Classics subscription. And to be honest, to me, it's absolutely the best subscription that they have out of the three, the rap and the hip hop. And this is the reason right here, this little booklet. It's just a little mini booklet of liner notes that comes with every record in the classics. And this here, whether they captured the vinyl experience with this, because you see, I like reading music books. I like immersing myself in all musical activity when I'm listening to the record. So when I'm listening to Buddy Guy, I'll be surfing the net, looking at what pressing and a whole bunch of things like that, right? This here puts me right in the space and time. It's real easy to read, and you just kind of flip through it, and it provides you with that little bit of background that, you know, isn't there, let's say, with the original, or isn't there with this 80s recording. So I can very heartily, you see that? You see the background light? Look at the donut. I can very heartily endorse this record right here. Out of the three copies, namely CD, 87 reissue, and this new Vinyl Me Please one, this one's the best. No doubt. If you like this kind of content, you know what you do? Push that little button, subscribe.